verse number, chapter 13, we are somewhere in verse number 24, 25. Okay. So far, up to verse number 23. Yeah. Krishna talked about Jnanam, Jnana Yoga. And how does one get Jnanam? Okay, first point. Then we look at the whole thing from the Vedantic point of view. It always talks about Jnanam, 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 Jnanam. Nothing is to be done. Karma will not solve the problem. Jnanam will solve the problem. At one point of time, people ask, are you fanatics? And Shastragya, people who are, they say, I would prefer to be a fanatic than be a lunatic. Okay. I would prefer to be a fanatic. Why Jnana? Why not karma? Yours is a problem of inadequacy, no? Small. I feel small. So why not go on achieving? Become richer, become bigger, become richer, become bigger, much stronger. कुछ करते रहो, कुछ करते रहो, करते रहो. So some people say, no, money does not solve all the problem. So once another fellow said, make a lot of money before you make all these statements. Who says money solves the problem? Says, yes, yes, money does not solve the problem. You make a lot of money and then make all this. I went a step further. I said, if you don't need it, give it to me. I need a lot of it. So, why Jnanam? Why Jnanam? Why Jnanam? Therefore, let's address this. Why Jnanam? What is the problem? Fundamental problem? Ignorance. I don't know. So, what is the solution? I should know. The room is dark. What is the solution? Broomstick leke jhadu karo. Throw the darkness out. Does it work? Solution for darkness is light. There is no other way out. What is the Jnanam part? I don't know. What am I ignorant about? So there's a beautiful example. A gentleman is returning home. This people have heard this often. I don't mind repeating any number of times. A person was returning home, dusk, and just a few meters from his house, he saw some shape, coiled like this. Outside the main door. It's a village. Okay? It's dark. This fellow is, oh my God, what is there? Snake. How will I cross and enter into the house now? Because the snake can, I don't even know whether it's a poisonous or but it can sting. In fact, fear of snake is so much. They say when it comes to statistics, 90,000 people are bitten by snakes every year in India. They say so. I don't know what is the calculation. 90,000 people are bitten. 90% of that die because of shock, because they are bitten by non-poisonous snakes. 90% of them die of shock. And 10% are only shy of possibly die of toxic injection or something. So there's a snake. Oh my God, snake. How will I enter the house? What is the other problem? What if my children, hearing my footfalls coming, and I right out and step on the snake and the snake bites them? So look at the fear. There is a snake. And the attendant problems of there being the same, of there being a snake, dukkha and shoka have come to me. How did they come? Ignorance of the fact there was no snake in the first place. To get out of this fear, to get out of this dukkha, what should I do? I should shine a light or poke and see if it is really a snake. And then what happens? Shoka nivritti, dukkha nivritti, bhaya nivritti, all of them are gone. Now, does it matter to you? Does it matter to you that the assumed snake, was it a cobra? Was it a crate? What is a viper? Or was it a speckled band? Or was it a rattlesnake? What is a mamba? There is some snake called mamba, only this much. It can kill an elephant. This. Is that a problem now? When you know there is no snake, why go analyze what kind of snake is there? So what is the solution to the problem of bhaya and shoka and dukkha? Jnanam. What is the source of shoka, dukkha, bhaya? Ajnanam. So put it in Sanskrit terms. Ajnana, you did not see things properly. Therefore, you had a abhimana, means attachment to what was not there. And distance yourself, ajnana of what is, and abhimana of what is not. And when you have abhimana of what is not real, what happens? Dukkha, shoka, bhaya, all of them. What is the solution? Abhimana on Satyavastu. Okay, that should be. I should know the Satyavastu properly. And doesn't matter whether I know the Mityavastu or not at all. Abhimana, knowledge, clear knowledge of Satyavastu. So this is the solution, one solution. You are dreaming. You are in dream. You are in a train. And you got out of the train to fetch water. And train dadak, dadak, dadak went there. So what was missing there? There was a jnana of a fact that you were never in the train in the first place. You were on your bed, comfortable. In your ajnana, you saw a train. And from the train you got down. You fetched water, dadak, dadak, train went away. To add, you can add to the story, you were not even properly clothed. You were only having one, in Bengal we have this thing called gamcha, one single piece of cloth around the middle. You are not even clothed properly. Your mobile phone is not with you. You are all tousled and you walk into the station master's office, nobody believes you. These are additions to the story. Then you get up. You are comfortably sleeping in your bed. Now where did the bhaya, the dukkha, the shoka, where did they go? And how did it go? Did you buy a new pair of clothes? Did you contact the railway from this line to our next station and tell the family that, look, you are got down in this and you will be coming somehow? Karma was not the solution. Jnana was the solution. And what was the problem? Source of the problem? Ajnana. What was the ajnana? You did not know the reality that you are comfortably asleep in your bed. That was the problem. And solution? Jnana. That I don't have no problem in that. Just a dream. Prabodha samaye. You said no, Dakshinamurti Sabha. Prabodha samaye. When you wake up from your dream, the dreamer, the dream, bhaya, the dream, dukkha, the dream, vikshepa are dismissed. Is it not? Jnanam. In jnanam, all that bhayam went away. So Krishna says, you are the present problem that you and I have is that of ajnana. What is the jnana? The jnana is that I am this much and no more. And this BMS is mortal, subject to old age. Vidhi, what is that called? Vriddhavastha. Then it is subject to vyadhi, disease. So, know it as vriddhavastha, vyadhi, what else? And going. So, growing, graying, going. This is the feature of this BMS. Everyone has this. No exception. And what is my ajnanam? This BMS is me, aham. Okay. So this BMS is me, aham. And what is the, and I am strongly attached to this BMS. Anatma abhimana, ajnana abhimana. Not knowing the reality, I have attached myself to this ajnanam. And because of this ajnana, deha, abhimana, what has happened? Old age, I don't like. So when old age comes, so when the first gray hair comes, or first time when you're not able to see properly, what happens? Then the illness which was normally never used to bother you, stay for 7 days, what happens? Dukkha. Then seeing people of your age, older, younger, suffering from all kinds of ailments and problems and things like that, what happens? Bhaya. What if I also get all this? My insurance doesn't cover. Look at the bhaya. My insurance doesn't cover. All my children are working abroad. Who will come and take care of me? If I fall at 1 o'clock, ill at 1 o'clock at night, who will come? Look at the fear. Okay. My medical doesn't cover all this. My medical insurance doesn't cover all this. I took a new one. So for me to cover all this, it will take 1 year or so. Only next year it falls. Covers. Fear. Bhaya, dukkha, shoka. Because identification with BMS. And I am identified with the BMS, and the BMS is identified with other BMSs. Son, daughter, spouse, father, mother, relatives. They all Chaitanya Vastu. Okay, all Chaitanya. It is also attached to a lot of Achetana Vastu. What are the Achetana Vastu? Your house, your car, your gizmo. Or if people are so attached, people are willing to lose cars and houses, they're not willing to lose your mobile phone. Forget phone, I don't have a charger for this mobile phone, it's miserable for me. I don't have that kind of pin of a charge, this charger. I lost my charger. And what comes? Shoka. Shoka. Okay, things. So many things. Then comes other living beings also. Yes, I have plants. So if I have to go away on a 6-month tour, I have to take care of the plants. Somebody has to water them properly. Somebody has to take care of them. If they don't care, all the plants will die. They are sthavara jivanam. They are lives which are sthavara, not jangamam. Okay, jangamam means moving about. They are sthavara jivanam. Okay, and they are there. Sthavaram. Or you have jangamam also? Yes. Pets. You have pets? Yes. Who will take care of your pet? And there are people who take care of the pet, but then you have to pay for it. So, identification with BMS, BMS, other BMSs, then other things. Then, what about other worries? So many other worries. So many other worries. I am abroad. I don't have a phone connection properly there. I cannot operate my bank account because SMS won't come to open my bank accounts. The SMS has to come. You will have to have locally empowered, and that means you will have to pay a lot of money for that. You know what's the biggest problem when you go abroad? Medical. You go to a shop and try to get Gelusil because you are having indigestion. That will also get me a prescription, get the prescription certified, and then get it checked and things like that. And then it may take 8 days for you to get one strip of Gelusil. But you walk into the shop and say, I want a .42 Smith and Wesson revolver. They'll say, show me your passport, and here you are sold. Getting a revolver is easier there than getting a strip of Gelusil, or forget Gelusil. What's that? You know that paracetamol you can't get. Problem there. Even if you go abroad, there is a problem. Us lok may be, Swargalok may also there is problem. Suppose you are in Swargaloka, you can't buy Gelusil and paracetamols in there. You know. The Dhanvantari may be there, but he will not sell you all this. So there are problems. So because of attachment, two, there is a certain reality. We'll have to look at it differently. You can't dismiss it. Because of attachment to anatma, to prakriti, you have brought upon yourself what is called samsara. Samsara means struggle. Struggling with sukha, dukkha, shita, ushna, success, failure, dukkha, all these is struggling with all these emotions. You know, you want to be happy, but you can't be happy. You want to be, I mean, there are occasions when you have to be sad, but you find you're not joyful from inside, not even sad, joyful from inside. Struggling with these emotions all the time. This is called samsara. And what is the samsara? Because of ajnana. Ajnana of what? Ajnana of your swarupa. And what is your swarupa? Your swarupa is satyam jnanam anantam brahma. That is your swarupam. You are satya vastu. Satya vastu means the only indestructible permanent vastu. Jnanam, awareful. Satyam jnanam anantam. Anantam means limitless. Brahman, the content of everything. That is your swarupam. And what have you identified yourself with? Asatyam, finitude. Ajnanam, santam, ending. So you have identified with that which is perishable, that which is finite, that which is subject to change. Because of what? Ajnana. And because of ajnana and because of identification, the problems come to you. And what is the problem? Sukha, dukkha, shita, ushna, all these struggles. Samsara struggle. So what is the solution? Jnanam, that you are not BMS. Jnanam, that you are not BMS. Jnanam, that you are the knower of the BMS. Some people said, sir, it is only a belief, sir. I said, I know this. Somebody said, sir, you are only believing in all this. You see? That fellow decides, I believe. Not checking with me, are you convinced? No, that's only a belief. In a few seconds, they dismiss you. That's the problem. That's only a belief, sir. Yeah, how do you know it's my belief or knowledge? Okay, so that is jnanam. The only problem is when I give you that jnanam, are you able to see the practicality of the whole thing? Are you able to see sense there? This is an object of my knowledge. I am the subject. Is it clear to you? Yes. BMS is the object of my knowledge. The knower is the subject. Is there any doubt? So object cannot be subject. And the subject being the knower, the nature of the subject is different, not available for objectification. I have to know the object as consciousness and relate to it as something which cannot be objectified. Is this clear? Clear, but I am not able to relate to it. Yeah, makes sense. Sir, what you say is clear. What the Shruti says is clear. What Krishna says is clear. But I am not able to relate to it. There is one story I keep telling thousands of times. You have to repeat these stories. There was a prince. Okay? There was a conspiracy in the palace. And then because of it, the prince's father and brothers were all killed. Only the surviving prince was taken away by a nurse from the palace and given to a tribal to take care. And then much later, when the usurper was vanquished, one of the loyal ministers knew that the son was not killed. He came in search of the prince. And he found the prince in that village, the headman in that tribal. And what was he doing? Climbing trees. Where King Kopinam. and not having baths from the day he's born. Okay, long beard. He hunts and eats like that and throws it away. He drinks water crouching like an animal. Now, does he have to become a prince? By virtue of his birth to a king, he is a prince. He doesn't have to become a prince. But what does he have to learn? He has to learn the ways of being a prince. That 25 years that he spent as a tribal and earned all those bad habits, not bad habits, tribal habits. Why bad habit? It's comfortable for the tribal to eat like that and live like that. He has to unlearn the tribal habits, unlearn tribal culture, unlearn tribal language. He has to get used to people calling him your highness, your lowness, and whatever. I used to having a stiff like that, bearing. He has to learn the acharam of being a prince. What is our condition? Not much different from a prince. Born Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, identified with the Prakriti, identified with the BMS. I have lived not this life, very many past lives as a non-prince. Vedanta comes and tells you, hey, you are prince man, Brahman man. Oh, really? But I can't relate to what is a prince's life. That I will teach you. But you can't deny the fact that you can. You can't tell me that I am not Satyam Jnanam Anantam. You can't dismiss that. But you can dismiss you can tell me that I'm not able to relate. It's not getting into my head. I can understand that. So, how to understand that? You have to repeat it thousands of times. Only then you will get it into your system. How we can understand? What is the instrument of knowing? Antakarana. Buddhi is the instrument of your knowing. So knowledge has to take place in the buddhi. And the buddhi must have patrata, yogyata. Therefore, Krishna, till up to a point of time in this chapter, talked about jnana yogyata prapti. What is jnana yogyata prapti? Karma yoga. Karma yoga includes everything. There is nothing separately karma yoga, hatha yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. वो चार पांच कुछ नहीं है. All these are some. I don't know where it came from. I'll tell you where it came from. They are not part of. There is only one yoga, karma yoga. Other yoga is jnanam. Preparatory jnana is jnana yoga. Then into jnana. What does karma yoga? Karma yoga includes nishkamya karma, Ishvara arpana buddhi, Ishvara prasada buddhi. All this is included in karma yoga. What does karma yoga give you? Chitta shuddhi, selfishness, self-centeredness, compromising on values so that I have to gain, competitive comparison. These days happens, there are so many forums in which they have all these seniors today, this program, that program. Seniors today is not, I'm just quoting. There are so many forums. And if you are over 55, join us. And what will you do? Compete in music, compete in dance, compete in this, compete in that. I ask them a question. Hey, when will you sit and stare and smell the roses? I say, life going to be after 55 samsara, before 55 samsara. Continuous competition. Competition, oh competition. Singing is okay. Dancing around at 70 is all dangerous. What if you twist your ankle? Dancing around, prancing around, going on long tours, eating anything and everything that comes your way. It's not intelligent. So, that is because of an assumption that I am this. Even in old age, I have to achieve. Well, I'm not comfortable being old. So, Karma Yoga gives you Chitta Shuddhi, freedom from this achievement orientation. Unless I achieve something, people will not respect me. Forget about people respect me. Unless I achieve something, I won't respect myself. So chitta shuddhi. Then it gives me chitta ekagrata, focus. Then chitta vishalata, expansion of the buddhi to appreciate the knowledge is called jnana yogyata. And how will jnana yogyata come? Krishna said 5. What were they? Remember? Karma yoga, upasana yoga 1. Okay, upasana yoga. Upasana yoga is 2. एक ईश्वरूप ईश्वर अनेक रूप ईश्वर. कर्म yoga, upasana. Third, Vedanta Shravanam. You have to listen to what is said in the Vedas. Vedanta Shravanam. So when you receive Vedanta Shravana, what is the benefit? So remember, just as you look for Artha Kama, what is in it for me? You always ask the question, no? Somebody come and say, sir, buy this, sir, what is in it for me? What do I gain? I am getting that cheaper elsewhere. Why should I buy from you? These questions you ask? Yeah. So you ask this question also. What does Karma Yoga give me? Chitta Shuddhi. What will Upasana give me? Chitta Ekagrata, Chitta Vishalata. At least you will grow mature into a mature person. You will not do all this gossip. There's one person, no? 77 plus. The person survives on gossip. Survives on gossip. That's a staple diet. Khana wana nahi chahiye, gossip. So be free from chitta vishalata, mature way. Hey, people are insulting me. They don't care for me. Why? Nobody listens to me. Do you have anything current to say? You have stories from Aurangzeb times. Who wants to listen to you? So chitta vishalata. Then Shravanam gives you Ajnana Nivritti. It is Shravanam that helps you discern the difference between Atma and Anatma in this mixture. This BMS is a mixture of Atma and Anatma. I have identified with the Anatma. So Shravanam tells you, detach from the Anatma. Don't dismiss the Anatma. Detach from the Anatma, attach to the Atma. You are playing roles, many roles. Detach from the problems of the role, attach yourself to the role player. Go to the green room, identify yourself with the role player. The roles become that much more fun. You enjoy playing roles. So, Shravanam, Vedanta Shravanam gives you this. After receiving this, naturally, when they say, as long as it is coming, it's fine. When it stops, it will escape from this year. A lot of people. 2 years. What are they? One for inflow and another for outflow. So that's how it is. Chappal on, knowledge gone, my teacher used to say. So, for this Shravanam to seat itself properly here, because right now it's only information, theory. It's all vritti. And you will end up all your life, you will have only doubt. What do I have after studying Vedanta? More doubt. Previously, I did not know Atma, Anatma. Now I know Atma, Anatma also, and there is a doubt. It survives on a diet of doubt. Atma, Anatma, doubt. So, Vedanta Shravanam will give you Ajnana Nivritti. Mananam will give you Samshaya Nivritti. Doubts, conflicts, they will all get smoothened out, resolved. A doubt will come, you will know how to address the doubt. Even asking the right question will resolve that. Asking the question. Rather than say, how can it happen? Suppose you ask the question, I am not able to understand how it can happen. The teacher, it's easy to teach this person. How can it happen? That means you have concluded I cannot happen. And you will end up quoting some foreign scriptures. I don't know why they call it scriptures in the first place. So, Mananam will give you samshaya nivritti. Then you go to the fifth step. What is the third step? Forgotten. Shravanam. Remember 5 steps. Karma yoga, upasana yoga, Vedanta Shravanam, Tat Mananam, then Nididhyasanam. 5 steps, don't forget. 5 steps, don't forget. Nididhyasanam. Very beautifully said. Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam is a mental process. What is the mental process? You own up your Swarupa. Rather than ask the question, how can it happen? Ask the question, why can't it happen for me? Yeah, how did Ramakrishna, I forget about how Ramakrishna lived. How can I live with that knowledge? Ask that question. How can I own up Brahman status and live my normal day-to-day life? That should be your question. That is Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana is not this what this fellow did, what that fellow did. That is not Nididhyasana. That will one more intellectual waste of time. You should be practical, very practical when it comes to Vedanta study. How does Vedanta apply to me? Vedanta comes and tells you you are a whole being, not HOL, WHOL. I know I am in the whole, HOL. All I can think of only, what is that? Muruk with a hole in the center, Vadai with a hole in the center. Rasa Vadai, hole in the center and dipped into Rasa also. Full samsari. So you can only think of all this. Whereas Vedanta comes and tells you your whole, Purnam, WHO, Purnam. You lack nothing. You are significant. Start Nididhyasana. How can I be significant? And why do these challenges overwhelm me? That is Nididhyasana. If some challenge bugs me, why? If I am whole, why is that bugging me? That is the question. You should have and you can call me. I can answer. For any time of the day you call, I'll answer that question. Don't say, how can somebody be Brahman and have these challenges? I don't. I have no answer. But you say, I am convinced I am Brahman, but I have problem. As I was going out yesterday, I stubbed my big toe on the doorstep. It is paining. Not only paining, the place is swollen, turned blue, and I am miserable. How can Brahmagyani relate to that? You ask me, I will tell you. I will tell you that is pain. Pain means what? Pida. Pida will hurt you, reality. But Pida need not fail you that I am a papi, that's why God punished me. Need not have all that. What process? Only I get these blows. And I tripped when I am going out for some important work. This is the problem thing. Samsara thinking. If you change the way you look at the world, your response to the world will change. What will be your response to the world? You will respond to the challenges and not react to the challenges. This is what Krishna is driving home in all these chapters. And in 18, he is going to redo all this. So when he says Kshetragya and Kshetra, what has happened? The Kshetragya has confused him, and you have confused the Kshetragya and Kshetra. You don't know the difference. You have identified with the Kshetra, and your problem has started. Kshetragya stands akele, ignored. This is what one has to realize. See, in Ramayana, there is a very beautiful scene. The last scene, when Rama and Ravana are in a battle, Ravana's head is being beheaded. Head goes, ha 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 ha, another head comes. That head goes, ha 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 ha, third head comes. Then somebody comes and tells you heads. Removing of heads will not change the problem. Permutation, combination of challenges will not save the problem, will not solve the problem. What will solve? Hit in the Hridaya. In Hridaya, there is Ajnana. Hit the Ajnana, the heads will disappear. He fires in the heart and Ravana collapses. So what is our fundamental problem? Ajnana. And what is the solution to ajnana? Jnana. And for jnana to happen, what should you do? Jnana yogyata. And what is jnana yogyata? Prapti, karma yoga, upasana yoga, shravana, manana, nididhyasana. There is no other way out. Is this clear? By this chapter, this must be clear to you. Then you are in line with Vedanta. You are in line with solving the problem. You need not worry about what is prarabdha karma, what is sanchita karma. You need not bother about all that. If I write Brahma Jnana, my Sanchita, hey, what happens if it does? When that Sanchita, I am not Sanchita Karma, why should I bother whether it goes or not? In dream, I missed the train, okay? And waking up, am I worried? Why did I miss the train? What is 3 down, 4 down? Was it 2-tier sleeper, AC first class? Was my luggage left there? Am I bothered? Hey, once you are awake to the reality, how does it matter what you were in a dream? How does it matter? The entire paradigm has to change. Sometimes the teacher has to be brutal about this. So up to this we study. Now we are going further. The teacher says, well, something the teacher says something very important here. I'll come to that here. Now, we studied up to 26. So you study. And how does Ajnana go? Ajnana has to go by study of Shastra. And what does Shastra contain? It has got Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Prakarana, okay? Then you have Itihasa, then you have Purana, you have got all of them. There are 7, 2 on the ground floor, 1 roof, 2 pillars on each side. This is the superstructure. This is you have to study. Now comes a valid question, a very valid question. Are you leading a lifestyle where you can go and study all this? It will take a lifetime to study all this. Can you leave all your job and go study Brahmaya? Once a week, people find it difficult to go and study. Can you study every day? And if I ask you to learn grammar rules by heart, we are all finished, we'll run away from you. You're stuck. So what does Krishna have to say? He says, Anye tvevamajanantaha Shrutvanebhya upasate Tepi chati tarantyeva Mrityum shruti parayana. Very beautiful. Very important words. Okay? Anye tvevam ajanantaha Shrutvanebhya upasate. Anye tvevam ajanantaha Shrutva panyebhya pasate. Tepi chati tarantyeva Mrityum shruti parayana. Okay, it is addressing each one of us here. Do you know Sanskrit? Do you know how to read some Sanskrit text on your own? Do you know how to look for answers from Sanskrit to Sanskrit? Do you know how to use a Sanskrit dictionary? You always look for English meanings of Sanskrit slokas. That's our way, no? That's how we are stuck. Teacher says, if you fall under that category, all of us fall under that category. If you fall under that category, you are not deprived of Atma Jnanam. What a hope is giving all of us. Only if I study Bhagavad Gita, if I study Upanishad, if I know how to chant, if only I am able to quote from Brahma Sutra, only if I am able to say this comes from this paragraph of this, I am valued. नहीं यार, अब ऐसा प्रॉब्लम है ही नहीं. ब्यूटिफुली सेड इन हिंदी, अगर आपको वेद शास्त्र का डायरेक्ट ज्ञान नहीं है तो आप आत्मज्ञान से वंचित नहीं होते. ब्यूटिफुल एक्सप्रेशन है, no? शुद्ध हिंदी, नॉन गुड उर्दू हिंदी. You are not deprived. Why? Suppose you go to a teacher who has learned this properly, who has learned all this, and he has summarized, extracted, and present it to you in a form easily comprehensible. So, Ajananta, if you don't know how to read Shastras and things like that, many people feel, Arey, I've never learned Shastras. The problem is if you are born as a Brahmin or something like that. If a person is not from this Varga, then fellow says, sir, I didn't have an opportunity. That fellow finds another opportunity. He will say, sir, I was not a Brahmin, the Brahmins did not allow me to study. This is another victim mentality. The Brahmins did not allow me to study. Yeah, these are the mentalities which prevent you from studying. Another fellow Brahmin, I never got an opportunity. I had to go to work early in life to take care of my family. Hey, what stopped you from studying? So these are all excuses. He says, if you still have these excuses, the teacher says, never mind if you do not have exposure to all these subjects in Sanskrit. Does not matter if you don't have exposure to Veda. कितनी बड़ी बात है? Teacher says, more important than Veda is the content of Veda. There's a nice song. आम से हमको मतलब गुटली से क्या लेना. A lovely song. Do you want the mangoes or the seed? आम से हमको मतलब गुटली से क्या लेना. There's a nice song in a movie. So आम से मतलब, the content of Vedic teaching is more important to you than the entire superstructure. I gave you a 7-step superstructure. After listening to that, many people quit the class on that day itself. You said, sir, you this superstructure, I don't know how long it will take. At least in this Janma, I will not be able to learn. So I think I will not join. You know something? The teacher throws you a challenge. That एक class attend. Attend one class. I don't want you to come to all my class. Attend one class. Totally committed. Atma Jnana you will get. That is the power of the Shruti. That is the power of the Shruti that's transferred into a class. I just want you to come to one class. One session. Can you not spare one session in your lifetime? Can you? That is what it says. Go to a teacher who has learnt it properly, who has learnt it from a Veda Acharya, who knows, and who himself has taught him not only Vidhivat, and who has also taught him the summarized method of teaching. Yeah, Krishna did not teach all the Upanishads to Arjun in the battlefield. He taught him 18 verses. 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. And some people, there are some fellows who come and say, there is a battle going on, and you have a 3-hour chanting. People with nuclear warheads on each side are waiting for signal for ages. When there is something business is going on, and when the leaders are in talk of talking, there will be abstinence from action. You don't have second thoughts of that. He says, even if you don't have access, one is I can't. Another thing, I don't have access. You have access. You have access to samshaya, anya text. Somebody who knows, somebody who knows and who has summarized and prepared the content for your understanding. The only thing you have to be careful about is don't go into speculative things. There are a lot of, while going for this, there will be a lot of speculative stuff. There is one Vidhivat learning, and there is one other learning. Like you have a full course, and you have an MBA and you have executive MBA. The content is not diluted. The content is not executive MBA. So many short duration. You have a regular study or diploma study. The content is not diverted. Only the certificate is different. The diploma fellow is equally knowledgeable. He is not some maverick. But you have to be careful about where you get this diploma from. You have to be careful about, because everywhere there is a new book coming. Vision of this, vision of that fellow. See light here. Feel something climbing up your shoulder. It may be a spider fall. Okay. Listen to bells ringing. I will teach you levitation. I will teach you what do you call it? Extrasensory perception. I will take you visiting to other lokas. Not this. Go to a person who has an extract of the study properly available for him. Personally, we studied under Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati. I could not go to the 3-year course. There people Vidhivat learnt all the scriptures. I couldn't go for a 3-year course. So what we did, we requested Swamiji, he sent a Swami to our town who taught us the 3-year course over 5 years. And then whenever Swamiji came, he used to have what is called, short duration lectures, 5-day lectures, 7-day lectures. Whenever we had interaction, he used to call us and then discuss with us in English. And yes, for all the Upanishad works available, he has got English works available. Just go into the website AVRPT, Arsha Vidya Research and Publications Trust. You will find all the books there. I rely many of these books on English translations. Knowledge is not deprived, and it is not deprived to anybody. You don't have to be a Hindu. You don't have to be a Brahmana. You can be anyone. It is available to any denomination people. There are teachers in Brazil. There is a lady there, Swamini Gloria. She teaches in Portuguese to people there. There is one Brahmacharini Michika in Japan. She teaches in Japanese for people there. And another person, I forgot his name. He's in Canada. You should listen to him chanting. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. He chants. And he teaches in English. I speak to you in English. That I can speak to you in a cinema language also. Sing you movie songs. Is the content diluted? Is the content intact? That's important. So in this verse, Krishna says, please understand that if you are not able to study in its original, please go for study under a person who knows, who makes it available to you in summarized form. Ek din, just give 1 day of your life. 1 day, all I ask for, just 1 day you spend. Your Vedas will change your life. This knowledge will change your life. I don't say I will change you. Ishvara will change you. 1 day. Ek din. And you don't even have to pay for it. That's a beauty. Other courses you have to pay. You don't have to pay for it. Okay. Then Krishna says in this verse, he says, what you see around you, okay, what you see around you, Sthavaram or Jangamam, is a mixture of Purusha and Prakriti. One has to learn to discern insightfully the Purusha and Prakriti, identify with the Purusha Tattva and disidentify from the Prakriti. Do not dismiss the Prakriti because Prakriti is useful to you. It is useful for me to lead my life. It is useful for me to play my roles. So don't dismiss the Prakriti, detach the Abhimana on the role and attach to the Jnanam of Chaitanya Vastu. That is what he says in the next verse. We will explore it in detail in our next session. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनीं देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणा सन्तु निर्भया सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम 15th of August is Sri Swami Dayananda Ji's Janmadina. So what we will do, the week next, that's next Monday, along with this Vedanta class, along with what I say about Gita, I will spend some time giving you the life of Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati, explaining, not telling the story of Sri Swami Dayananda's life and the glory and his teaching. We'll spend it. Om Namah Shivaya. We'll meet
Thank you
Monday.
so much, sir.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, sir.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.